It's episode 79 of the Digital Marketing Masters podcast. Thanks for joining me today. I am Yolanda Rose, a digital marketer, and every week I bring you easy, actionable tips, content, and strategies that you can use to grow your business online almost immediately. Thanks for joining us today. If you're new to the show, please consider subscribing on whichever platform you're listening on. And if you're an all-time listener, please link up with us if you haven't done so already. You can drop me a mail at yolanda@yolandarose.com or reach out to us on our various social media platforms. It's Yolanda Rose 7 on Instagram, Yolanda Rose again on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn as well. So I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear some feedback. And please leave me a review on Apple Podcasts or Facebook. I just want to know your thoughts about the podcast. How can I improve? How can I better serve my audience? I would love to know. So if you missed out on last week's episode, we spoke about sales funnels and we spoke about top funnel techniques that we can do to create awareness of our business and of our brand. And in this episode, it's part 2, where we're looking at how to increase conversions in the consideration stage. So at this stage, what we want to do is to capture your leads or prospects' email address or contact details, and it can be whatever platform that you're using. Whether it's email, you can use a platform like ConvertKit, MailChimp. There's tons of really cool email marketing software out there. I found a really nice one recently, EngageBay. Go and check it out. It's a nice, comprehensive CRM. I just wasn't compelled to use it because of all of my various other integrations, so that's the only way I stayed away from it. But if you're considering email marketing and looking for a new CRM, go and check out EngageBay. I'll put a link in the show notes to that website. So once a prospect is aware of your business or your brand, you need to engage them. You need to inspire them. And you need to get them to take small baby steps to somehow connect with you and to prepare them to get ready for a purchase. The best way to do this is offer something of value. And this thing of value is what is called a lead magnet. And I'm sure you know that by now. But the lead magnet needs to help solve your prospect's problem. So they're exchanging their contact details for a solution to the problem that they currently have. So essentially, this is basically a bribe, and a valuable bribe at that, to offer a visitor in exchange for their contact information. The purpose of the lead magnet is to truly help your ideal customer to quickly solve one of the most common problems that they're currently experiencing. And our lead magnet needs to be in line with our primary offering, our primary service, our primary product. So the anatomy to a really solid lead magnet is that it needs to be specific. It needs to be really irresistible, where your prospect just cannot say no. And one way to get a really irresistible lead magnet is to really niche down on just one problem or just one audience. So your lead magnet should not just serve anybody and everybody, and it should not solve a multitude of problems. It needs to be related to your product or service, and it really needs to be niching down. If the content is too non-specific, people just won't see the value in it, and they might give it a pass. Also, when lead magnets are very precise, it gives an opportunity to target them even more. So it gives you some retargeting options. So if you have a lead magnet entitled "How to Go to Sleep in 10 Minutes," basically have an idea what the prospect's problem is, and then you can offer solutions accordingly. Your lead magnet needs to be valuable. It needs to solve core problems or answer a direct question that your prospect might be struggling with at this moment. So that's why keyword search at this point comes in really handy at the developmental stage of your lead magnet. Another way to gain knowledge is by knowing who your customer is, understanding their customer persona. So go to my website, go to www.yolandarose.com/DMM3, and you're going to get my free customer persona workbook, where you can try and identify who your customer is and what characteristics they have, and try and pin down and really niche down on what it is that you're trying to solve for your prospect. So go and check out the download Link in the show notes, so go and check that out. Your lead magnet also needs to be delivered promptly. So most of the time, you're engaging either with a bot or with email marketing. So these are obviously paid services. It's not something you can really do for free. You can get a free trial somewhere. Check the show notes for a free trial to ConvertKit. And it's a 14-day free trial if you haven't experimented with email marketing yet. A tool like ConvertKit or any email marketing platform or chatbot like ManyChat allows your lead magnet to be delivered promptly, whether it's by email, Messenger, WhatsApp, or by SMS. So once somebody gives you those contact details, they expect the content to be delivered really fast. No matter what way of delivery you're using, it has to be done quickly, because the attention span of the internet user is about 8 seconds. So you got 8 seconds to engage the person, and probably another 8 seconds for them to go to their mailbox and check out the lead magnet that you've given. So this is a small commitment. So the lead magnet is that small commitment that you're asking your potential prospect at this point. It's just some really valuable information, a workbook, a checklist, just for that email address, which will allow you to engage with the bigger crowd. Note that not everybody that joins your mailing list is going to buy from you. It's a matter of getting numbers and really niching down on the people whose problem you can solve. The next component is the landing page. Now, a landing page is the page on your website with content that addresses one specific problem, and it should include a single call to action on your landing page. So when you're putting material out there where you're inviting people to say, hey, here's my ebook, here's my checklist, ideally you want to send them to a landing page where they can sign up and receive this document. They'll put in their name, maybe their cell phone number if that's something that you're into, and an email address. So the landing page, its entire purpose is to capture your prospect's content and information, or to make a sale if you're that far down in your sales funnel. And tools such as Lead Pages and other email marketing software is what you use at this stage. So another way to increase conversions at this stage, the consideration stage, is call to actions. For every page of your site, you need to ask yourself, what do I need this reader to do? So they're on this page. You want them to read something, you want them to get some information, you want them to click here. Every page on your site needs to have a purpose and a call to action. Do they need to set up an appointment? Do they need to sign up here? Do they need to complete a contact form, download a paper, watch a video? What is it that they need to do? So try and facilitate a call to action on each of your website pages. Now, I found when I really started out earlier on in my career, I used to load my pages with all kinds of call to actions. Click here to do this, download this to get that. And I try and keep it simple. I put 2 call to actions maybe on the sidebar if they want to sign up for a free webinar or download a tool that I'm offering. And in between the content, it will be another call to action. So I'm not really bombarding my website visitors with various calls to action. I keep it neat and I keep it concise. Another tool that you can use to increase conversions in the consideration stage is contact forms. And contact forms are great for comments that are easy but are often overlooked. Many sales funnel examples end with a simple call to action to complete a form. Now, this could be in the form of a pop-up. It could be a Hello Dolly, the scrolling tab that actually scrolls with your prospect on your site, where they can either put in their details and get whatever lead magnet that you're offering. That's one form of content form. There's also Hello Bar. Hello Bar is nice. I use this a lot. And you can also use Hello Bar in the same way as well. There's also various types of technology available where you have the exit intent technology when the website picks up that your user is scrolling to the top right-hand corner to close this tab. The technology detects this movement and puts a pop-up. And I find a couple of websites using this where it says, are you leaving so soon? Why don't you check out this? Why don't you give us an email? Why don't you download this? Various calls to action with the exit intent technology. I mentioned Hello Bar a little earlier. 98% of website visitors leave without taking action. So your call to action is imperative. And Hello Bar is a tool that you can easily plug into any website to display pop-ups, static bars, or even full-page takeovers to convert the site visitor into customers. I'm going to put a link to Hello Bar in the in the show notes as well. Custom call to actions using HelloBar's simple editor, where you can do A/B testing on the various options available within the HelloBar platform as well. I find it an easy tool to use. And in fact, in one of my websites, I'm using the free version on one of my websites, where the call to action is a telephone call. Call here or call now to know more about this product or the service that I'm offering. Push notifications is a message that pops up on your website on whichever device you're using, and it looks a lot like an SMS. I know I'm using Mac, and when I subscribe to a push notification, a notice comes up whenever a new website that I'm following, that I've accepted the push notifications from, if they publish any kind of new content, a video, a blog post, whatever it is, I get that notification, and whatever work I'm doing, I can click on that tab and go and read whatever content has come out. There are a lot of free options for push notifications, so go and check that out. I'll put some of the options in the show notes as well. And I think one of my favorite when it comes to increasing conversions in this stage, in stage 2 of the funnel, the consideration stage, is chatbots. Now, we've talked about chatbots a lot, and Facebook has been moving away from it and really throttling the users. So I only use it for specific campaigns now. I've moved away from it being my main engagement platform. So chatbots is basically a computer program that simulates a natural human conversation. So users get to communicate with the bot via an interface or by a voice, just like how you would communicate with a real person. And I'm a big fan of ManyChat. Most of my marketing happens on Facebook. So this is a great way that I can run a guerrilla campaign where I'm engaging people one-on-one for a series, maybe up to 7 days, because of the new rules of Facebook, where the 24-hour rule, you got to be engaging somebody every 24 hours. So that's what I do. That's how I use chatbots. And that has really driven up a lot of my business, where people's attention span is low. And you want them to be continuously engaging with you, and you want them to buy now or download now. Sometimes with email marketing, there's that lag where people don't really open the emails immediately when you have the mass subscriptions and stuff like that. So from the conversion stage or the awareness stage, we move on to step 3, which is the increase in conversions in the preference stage. Now, we spoke about increase in conversions in the awareness stage, where they heard about you, they know about you, they're a little bit familiar with you. So at this stage, the goal is to make you or your business or your brand the preferred service or product provider. So at this stage, your goal is to pre-qualify the prospect. Is this person the right person to buy from you? Can you meet their needs? Do they have the affordability? Can you adequately provide them with the solution? So you've got your prospects' attention. What do you do next? So the next step is to educate them about your product. They have questions already, and it's your job to answer them, to engage them into the sale. So your goal here is to pre-qualify these prospects by helping them understand if your product or your service is a good fit for them. But you also want to know if they're a good fit for you. So you can use various tools to educate and engage and pre-qualify prospects. And again, it's the email marketing tool, where you've got them on a drip sequence, and it's automated emails to subscribers. And people are answering you. They're clicking on the links within. They're watching the videos within the emails that you send them. And that is one way where you can pre-qualify people. Because when you put a link into an email, you can tag them. If somebody is really interested in what you have to say and what you're offering, they're going to click the link and go and consume that content. And when that click happens, your email marketing software needs to separate these really engaged people from the rest of the crowd. So those really engaged people go through another email marketing stream, where you're giving them more content and more driving them or pushing them towards the sale. And it doesn't just go for email. It goes to all of the other platforms, SMS, WhatsApp, and chatbots as well. All of these need to be pre-qualifying your audience and educating them about your product and your service. All right, so that's part 2 of Sales Funnels 101. Next week, we're going to round it up with 2 more stages of the sales funnel process and other tools and techniques that you can use to tighten up your funnel to drive more leads and drive more sales. So that's it for me on this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Masters podcast. I'll chat to you next week.